morning, good morning, good morning. I hate when they do that. Am I clearing it? Yeah. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see who's out there in Facebook land. Yeah, baby. Thank you. Let's see who's out here in Facebook land, because I'm gonna talk about this thing. It's, I made a comment on my page and it seemed to get a lot of people's attention and start talking about this boy, Boston Celtic dude, Jaylen Brown, and this Boston Black Wall Street. So that's really what I want to talk about. So clearly this is a sports town. Clearly he has a lot of fans. Clearly this is also just a celebrity worship town in general. People get real. I mean, y'all can see grown men, thugs, turning little teenage girls every time Bivens comes to town. Mike Bivens is here! Mike Bivens is here! What am I wearing? Grown men, gangsters. Alright? That's why you don't be seeing me around them things, because I'm not into, like, I would love to do some business with Mike Bivens or something like that, but it ain't gonna be me sweating him at one of these little basketball games and, like I'm an autograph seeker. You know what I mean? And then once again, like, the people that I get all giddy like that about, y'all don't, you see, that's the thing. It's like we have different sets of what a star is or whatever. You know what I mean? I used to fanboy for like Dr. Renoko Rashid, right? I fanboy for like, Ishaka Musa Barashanga, right? Jacob Carruthers, Dr. John Henrik Clark, Dr. Ben, that's superstars to me. So I never been for, the athlete, the rapper, the celebrity. Now, granted, there's certain people I like, of course, you know what I mean? But even that, I just don't put too much stock into it, okay? I'll give you a great example. When I first got back to Boston in 1997, there were two things I wanted to get done because, I was surprised, whatever. So I was trying to get some money to rekindle, whatever you want to call it, the Elma Lewis School. I thought that was, for those who remember or ever went there or whatever, Elma Lewis School was, to put it in a short capsule, was kind of like Boston's Fame. You know what I mean? Like a high school or not even high school because it was young kids too, but young up to teens and adults for a school of the arts. You know what I mean? And they taught everything there from, drama and dance, of course, but they taught, they had some painting classes in there. They had, what do you call it? Seamstressing, sewing, whatever. And my aunt and uncle taught those classes. But I thought that was excellent. And then the other thing, which I was concerned with, was the Malcolm X house and the condition of the Malcolm X house. If any of y'all remember the story of how I got conscious, my cousin gave me the autobiography of Malcolm X when I was 10 years old. And me being the little badass kid that I wasn't supposed to go off the block, but I was like, I'm gonna find this address. We didn't have Google and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I got on my little bike with the banana seat with the fire on it, you know what I mean? And drove my behind down Humboldt, and I found Malcolm X's house. And ever since then, really, I've had a great relationship with the family. You know what I mean? But obviously being concerned about the condition of the crib and everything, so I had a bright idea. Because I got connections through the Boys and Girls Club and all that. For those that don't know, Denzel Washington is a big Boys and Girls Club guy from the one that he came from, which is in like upstate New York. I forget the exact town or whatever, but he's very active there. So I reached out to both Denzel Washington and Spike Lee. Why? For the Malcolm X house. They did the movie Malcolm X. It's one of the greatest movies ever. One of the greatest depictions, I would say. And Denzel, of course, killed that role. So I thought it would just make sense And both are fairly active. Spike comes around here. Spike goes to, the Vineyard and all this. And he's a, a sports fan or whatever. Maybe I can get him some Celtics tickets and Celtics and the Knicks or something. I don't know. But I gave it a try because it made sense to me. All right. So there were times that I think that certain celebrities are appropriate for certain things. Okay. But I'm also highly critical of celebrities who do things. I even put it in one of my rhymes before. Yeah, it's all good. You built basketball courts and summer camps, but there's a lot more than that, and a lot more could come along with that. You know what I mean? So somebody on the thing who was critical of my critique because I'm not overwhelmed by 10 people receiving $100,000 each for their businesses. That's great. I started off my post. Good for this young man, and good for those people that received the thing. What am I wishing them, ill will, and I hope that they fail? No. That's good for them. I'm just saying 10 people receiving $100,000 does not equal Black Wall Street. It's not even the first step towards Black Wall Street. And if folks don't get off of this weak, non-profit, industrial complex mindset, we're never going to move forward. Same thing with reparations. Stop thinking about a check and think about infrastructure. Okay? Infrastructure. Okay, and it takes money to build infrastructure. But no, let's take the stupid YouTube fool, Dr. Umar Johnson, talking about building a school for 15 years, however long it's been going. When he came to Boston, I warned a lot of people in Boston. I got a lot of people here who can testify. I warned folks about him from day one because I could smell it coming off of him. I could smell the crazy and the ego coming off of him. And I knew that this Negro was no good because I knew his source materials. When people was talking and people was like, wow, he's smart. I was like, no, the motherfucker just copied all of qjj85Jp's works. Copied all of that. All that educational stuff that he got, all qjj85Jp. When he talks economics, that's all Claude Anderson. He's just a parrot. He's a biter. What's the other fool? Sarah Sutanseti on there. If you listen to him and you think he's smart about Egypt and whatnot, that's only because the boy was sitting there smoking oolies, and drinking and memorizing everything that John Henrik Clarke, and all these folks ever said. He's a parrot. The intellect or the genius does not reside within him. Look, I could sound like a great rapper too if I changed my voice a little and did all of Rakim's rhymes and went somewhere to like Czechoslovakia or something and they don't, they never heard of Rakim. I could be the God MC, right? So I say all that to say, certain times, certain people can play their positions, but also too, there are better things to do. So, I don't have his money, but if I did have his money, I can tell you that I could do more easier. Here's a great example too. Right now, as I'm talking this crap to y'all, as y'all know, I go feed people every Sunday. Okay? A dude like him, they do stuff like that. A dude like he should come. Look, I'm using my truck. I bet the Celtics got a bigger truck. I'm sure they do, right? So that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. And it don't cost nothing but some time and some gas. I don't need money from them, nothing. But I bet if we went to one of these shelters where the kids is at, I bet the kids would be glad to see him. See, I don't give a fuck, right? But the kids might be glad to. So when I say doing things like that, and once again, not just like the basketball courts and summer camps. That's good. I don't know if y'all remember, Puff Daddy did a summer camp. This is over a decade ago. Everybody was like, oh, that's nice, Puff Daddy doing a summer camp. Now with the new allegations, we might want to review that tape. But also too, what I'm saying is, for a dude like Puffy to do a summer camp, that's good. I mean, you should. I know regular people who do summer camps. You know what I'm saying? So to whom much is given, much is required. So to me, that's small drip. That's small drip. And once again, if a fool like Umar can be talking about building a school, even Oprah went and built the school in Africa, even though that has some shenanigans going on. You know what I mean? LeBron built his school, even though I've heard that there's some issues there or whatever. But at least to me, those are the type of efforts that I would like to see. You know what I mean? Somebody to start a real bank. Killer Mike and them are acting now like they're financial advisors telling you what to do with your money. I'm going to tell you what to do. Don't listen to them. Don't you listen to them. All right? So So if we had a real black bank, you know, people are gonna be like, well, we have a black bank. Well, you, once again, everything, research. My people perish for the lack of knowledge. So research the bank. Research any bank you're gonna put your money into. Okay? You put money in a bank, but they're not lending out to first-time home buyers or business local businesses. So they're just keeping your money, hoarding it, and then don't even have all the regular services of a regular bank. But you're supposed to accept substandard services with your money because why? You black. I don't do that, y'all. I don't do that. And in fact, with a black business, I feel more obligated to give you excellent service. I'm not going to cut corners on my own people. Right? Okay, so all that to say all that. So now, a dude like, I was about to do it again. This is how much I don't care. I be calling him Jalen Rose. I literally don't watch Celtics games. Last Celtics game, like Larry Bird, DJ, and Parrish was still playing. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care. I'm trying to tell you, don't care at all. So it's hard for me to even remember the boy's name. But every time I want to say Jalen Rose, I just got to remember Brown. All right. So, not his fault. He's a young boy. Well, young man. I don't want to act like I'm disrespecting him or sound like I'm disrespecting him. He's a young man. A year older than my daughter. I love my daughter more than I love any of y'all. And I got to tell you, I wouldn't take her advice on a Black Wall Street either. Okay? Because there's certain thing about life experience. Who you know. Now, I don't know who he knows. So, for instance, if I ever had the opportunity to talk to him, and I talked to him, and he knew Dr. Runoko Rashidi, even knew who he was, or had actually met and had time with him, or if he knew who Dr. John Henrik Clark was, well, then I would super be both surprised and impressed. But in the words of the famous Massachusetts business and furniture man, I doubt it. So, yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know what he knows, but I'm going to assume, based on the time that he had to consume to tend to basketball, that he's not all the way up to par on his black stuff. And even if he is, and based on the circle that he's chosen, he's more of, in his brain, to get this type of thing done, he needs the black nonprofit folk, the black bourgeoisie folk, the folk who want to do galas down at the seaport, right? Them folk. The folk who only view events, galas, conferences, they view that as how we gonna get free. Okay? And they don't, I mean, in my view, they don't get it. You know, it's in fact, it's counter-revolutionary. Okay? So we need to build some things that have some tangibility and some longevity. You know, now, God bless him. And I'm sure that's not his money came out of his pocket, but he raised the fund and then distributes the fund or what have you. But whatever, like I said, $100,000 for those 10 people, it's great. And I don't want y'all to think I'm hating or being sarcastic at all, because I'm not. Each of those businesses, congratulations to you. But to me, $100,000 to 10 entities does not move the needle. That's what I said in the post. Folks take it all over the hill and the dale. It's really quite simple. Okay? And then folks who think I'm just hating, you know, like, well, there's nothing that he could have did that could have satisfied you. Well, that's a lie. And then I just gave mad examples. So for instance, if Jaylen Brown would have been like, I'm working to reopen the Elma Lewis School for Fine Arts with Barry Gaither. I'm working to establish a real bank or credit union that gives out loans to first-time home buyers. And once again, I'm not expecting him to do this out of his own pocket. You know, but when you have money, you can call other people with money, get investors and bippity-boppity-boop. But once again, I'm not just hating and I'm not like, oh, but, you know, no, when somebody does a summer camp or builds a basketball court, I'm not overwhelmed. So no, I'm not overwhelmed by 10 people getting $100,000. For those that don't know, that's $1 million. A price for a home in Boston right now is about $850, $900, $950,000. Okay? Now, this is for businesses, not for homes or whatever. The brother that wants to do chess, let me use it as an example because a lot of people commented on that. Who can hate on chess? Chess is a great thing. And I'm glad that this brother's teaching children to chess. I don't want our young brothers, like so many of my friends, who learned how to play chess in prison. So good. It's great. A chess program for kids, great. Couple things here to note though. One, the kids who are going to a chess program are probably not your future shooters of America. Probably not gang involved. If their parents are putting them in a chess pro, if their parents even give a damn about chess, they're probably going to be all right, even if they didn't have chess. Follow what I'm saying? Now, not to say there's not some chess playing gangbanger out there. Sure there is. But once again, I'm saying, even in what we support, I wish success to that man. Chess is a noble thing. He's doing a great thing. Older black man wants to teach the babies this skill that also too has other implications for life. Chess will help you with music. It'll help you with math, decision making, things like that. It's just overall good brain stuff. So once again, who can hate on that? All I'm telling you is that it don't move the needle. Okay? If they made chess mandatory, a mandatory class in every high school in Boston, would that move the needle? Right now, math is mandatory. We got English, we got all sorts of stuff. That doesn't seem to be hitting it. Doesn't seem to be hitting it. So once again, we can't be doing this good. We're all like, yo, hooray, yeah, that's the way, yeah. We can't be doing this good and simultaneously doing this bad. All of our, what is it? We're at the top of the list of all the bad things, and we're at the bottom of the list of all the good things. In any spectrum, healthcare, education, criminal justice, what have you. But what are we gonna do? We're gonna start a business accelerator and give 10 people $100,000. Once again, noble. I'm happy for him. Happy for those people. I'm just here to humbly submit as your brother and as a revolutionary that don't move the needle. Period. And you could like him. He could be your favorite basketball player. You could have his poster in your room. I don't care. I'm not hating on him. Not hating on the Celtics. I'm just saying that when these people... Look, I don't assert myself into basketball, okay? But they've asserted themselves in the things that I hold dear. Damn near like the black thing is my religion, basically, all right? So now these people are creeping from basketball into the black thing without any, like, ain't nobody show no registration card or something. Who bona fide you in the black thing? Who are your elders? Who are your mentors? Who are your teachers? Who are you? I don't even know where the boy came from. I'm sure some of y'all do, because once again, a lot of people are fans. But I don't even know the details like that. Well, actually, no, somebody said he went back home to Atlanta to do something, so I guess he's a Georgia kid. Whatever. God bless him. Okay? My point is, when you start touting things like, we're such sloganeers, it's so sad and sick. He just heard about Black Wall Street probably within the last decade or so. And then now that's the cool thing. Everybody's saying Black Wall Street, Black Wall Street. So now you say it. Let me show you what I mean about how sloganeering and how simple-minded we are on things. A couple years ago, he would have been talking about, I'm going to Boston and I'm going to build a Black Wakanda. Because that's how simple-minded we are. And y'all would have loved that too. I'm building a Wakanda. A fictional African place created by white people, and y'all love it. Y'all act like you from there. Wakanda, everybody got dressed up. Once again, grown people, gangsters, was dressing up. Wakanda, Wakanda forever. Wakanda, and none of y'all, I want to call you, none of y'all Negroes can tell me nothing about Uganda, the real place. Okay? Stan Lee. You don't even know the history of Stan Lee. The people who created this thing. And all the stereotypes that it contained therein. Even though they were trying to, they thought they were trying to create a better image for black people, but every other black Marvel character, their mama was a prostitute, they escaped prison, they were on drugs, all the regular stereotypes and tropes that we get hit with were all present in Marvel. He viewed Black Panther as changing that, but still had things in it. Who was the arch rival? The Guerrilla Clan. Okay, they still have folks with the boneses in their noses and all that type of stuff. So let's not create this this pristine picture that you want in your brain to justify your thoughts. So now, saying Black Wall Street is it's the new Wakanda. Something catchy that y'all just heard about, and now everybody's like, ooh, Wakanda, Black Wall Street. And that ain't what it made. You know, Black Wall Street, too, wasn't just businesses, right? They had schools. They had a health center, a hospital, what have you. You understand? Transportation and all that. So, you know, once again, because folks don't study and you begin to romanticize something that you really don't even know about. You know? So, in any event, let me get off this because I'm at the food part now. Let me read Ayana thing. I understand your point of view. That said, I look at building the community like a quilt. It takes a lot of pieces of fabric, some big, some small, some mid-size. It also takes thread. Oh my God, I got my glasses right here too. Jesus Christ. It also it all takes thread, batting, a needle, etc. All people build from the vantage point to make sense for them based on their, Jesus Christ, based on their experience. And that experience may not be like yours or mine. Neither experience is wrong. Jesus. I applaud and support the constructive work that anyone is doing to contribute to the making of the community's quilt. With time and practice, every quilt usually gets better. Give thanks. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Let me just tell you this, though, too. With that said, if you never quilted before, you can't lead the quilt making, okay? We might be able to put you to use somewhere else. Hey, you know, maybe you can go, you know, find some things that we can cut down to the little scrap squares. Maybe that's your thing, right? But you can't lead the quilting project. That's what I'm saying. So for Jalen Brown to come to Boston, being a young man, not even from Boston, not connected to the real people of Boston, the community builders, because I see directly who he went to. It's all the nonprofit people, and you know, once again, the shishi poo-poo. You'll see them down Seaport. You won't see them in the hood. All right? So I see who we went to. I see what he covets. The corporations and all this type of thing. So when you do those type of things, all I'm saying is you're not my black leader. Because you're not, you can't build Black Wall Street, sir. Right? You're incapable of doing it. Hey, good old college effort, right? But you're not capable of doing it because you don't have those things. You're not a master quilter. You can help in the process, but you need to get with somebody who really knows these things about infrastructure, about doing it. Like, once again, I don't even know if he knows Claude Anderson. You know, we have an economic specialist in our black community, you know, nationwide community, global community even will. People don't even be hollering at him. Is he leading or is he working on his part of the quilt? Well, when a young boy comes to Boston, where I've been living my whole life, and says, I want to build a Boston Black Wall Street without talking to anybody, yeah, it seems like he's trying to lead the effort. Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not saying, hey, I'm here in Boston and I want to find out the history of Boston and get with all those folks, you know, who've been working over the years. And once again, that don't even have to be me. What's up with the old Black Panthers? What's up with the old Mau Mau? Once again, Elmer Lewis School, all these things that I just named. You know, I wish Dr. Joseph Warren was still alive. You already know. But what have you? You know, go get with Charlie Titus and them. You know what I mean? Go get with I still be calling him Dean Motley. But you know what I'm saying? So it don't have to be me. Don't have to be me. You know what I mean? But once again, to me, that ain't it. No more than, look, hey y'all, I'm starting a new basketball league. Y'all better not let me do it. I don't even know all the positions. Okay? Peace.